Hello, everyone. Welcome back to In Out Delete, the show where we review both new and older movies. This is Gino.
This is Robert.
Ricardo.
America.
I almost fumbled because I was going to prepare myself saying, I am Gino, or I am your host, Gino. I don't know how you guys said it last time because there was a whole thing like you guys were saying, I am your father. And I was like, oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
I was going to try and bring that back, but I failed.
You could do whatever you want, man.
Oh, you're right.
Just freestyle it.
This is a freestyle.
Well, speaking of freestyle, if you're new to the show, use the rating system of In Out Delete. Robert, do you have...
No, I don't have anything.
God damn it, boy.
In if you want a web this way.
No, it's in if you like it. You recommend it. Out if it's like whatever. And delete if it's horrible and you wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
Does anybody
Ooh.
have a baby review?
I actually do.
Baby review.
Baby review.
Yes, I saw. Well, we saw. Don't Look Up. Remember that
Don't
one?
Look Up.
Yeah.
The
I was
Netflix
thinking you were-
movie.
The Netflix movie. Yes.
Which actually comes out on Netflix next week.
Who was the director's name? The
I
Vice
don't know,
guy.
but you saw
Vice?
it. No,
Vice? He did Vice.
Baby dumpster.
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay.
Adam McKay.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. See. Yes.
Wait. Before you start. It comes out on Netflix next week, but you guys saw it. I think it's a limited run in theaters
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
They went to see it.
Yeah, and I guess they didn't want to go at it with Spider-Man because, who the fuck does? But, yeah, so they had it, and it's cool. It's going to be, oh, sorry, let's see. Fucking kick the shit out of her. So I saw it, right, like that it was on, and then I was like, fuck it, let's go watch it. The movie's like 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like fucking long, right?
Ew.
Yeah, but I was expecting it to be funny because it's, Adam McKay and Jonah Hill and all these people. So with this, when watching it, I'm gonna give it a out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like the worst thing in the world, but it wasn't the best thing in the world either. It was nothing, to be honest. Like the plot is fine. That's why.
What is the plot? Tell
So,
us.
oh shit, I didn't even explain.
Yeah,
it.
I don't even know what it is. I don't even remember what this
So
movie's
Don't
about.
Look Up is about like these two astronauts, astrologers, astronomers. They discover a fucking comet that's gonna go and blow up the Earth, right?
Oh my god.
It's awesome. That's a cool little plot, right?
It's like Armageddon.
Yes,
Oh, I was gonna say that.
Armageddon without the astronauts, right?
Or without Steven Tyler going, I want to close my eyes.
And without fucking, that guy.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, there you go, sexy Bruce Willis.
Not even Ben Affleck?
Not even Ben Affleck. They needed Steve Buscemi though.
Oh my God.
anyways, no, but the movie, it's about that, right? And how they have 6 months to live, so they have 6 months to find a way to like stop this shit. So they go and then they try to convince the president to be like to do something about it, right?
Mhm.
But the president is like a terrible fucking president that only cares about her image, right? So she doesn't give a shit about this shit. Nobody does, right? And they don't take it serious and then it starts becoming a problem when it's getting too late. So that's it, And yeah, so like the whole movie is basically like the media, right? And how everything's all fucked up and shit. And how you go to a side and another side, like kind of like COVID, like what do you
it's
believe in?
basically COVID. Yeah.
Yeah. So it has jokes, and it has like that little how do you say that word where you could like, I know what they're doing, or what do you call it?
It's a satire.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that. But yeah, it just wasn't as funny as I thought, and it wasn't like it's kind of boring. And Jennifer Lawrence, I don't know what the fuck happened. I thought she was like too good. I don't know. She was kind of whack, and like
She has that Edgar haircut, huh?
she does.
Yeah.
She does. And she's kind of like
Yeah.
like she's not funny. Like it doesn't work. I don't know why. And
I don't
Leonardo's
think anyone works in that. movie.
Leonardo's fine, and then the best one, the best one was Jonah Hill, because he was the only one that was funny. That's it. Like everyone was supposed to be funny, but it wasn't. They didn't hit, and it's fucked up. But I didn't hate it. I didn't hate my time, but I don't know. What did you think?
I'm a very low out.
Yeah.
It's like fine. If you watch it on Netflix, it's fine. If you go and watch
Yeah.
this in theaters, meh. Maybe
'Cause-
don't.
The whole thing is like it's supposed to be like an allegory for like climate change, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And when I saw the trailer, it looks so heavy-handed, and it's like it's a turn off. You know?
It is. I think that's kind of why this movie was so like because you know, especially with COVID and you know it's so politicized.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this movie is, and it's just like I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
Like this is what I see on the news. Like
We're
fuck,
living
dude,
in
can
a
we
world.
not?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and not even in the like I don't want to like face reality type of way. It's just like it's not adding anything.
Yeah.
It's not being very smart about it.
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
gonna
just
say.
so it's not clever.
You know how like
So,
The Big Short is kind of smart and Vice, but it's still having like real issues in it. I thought they were gonna go and do this for the like.
It doesn't look like that from the trailer, honestly. So.
I know, but like at the same time, that's what I expected, and
Yeah.
it wasn't smart. That's the thing, right? And it
Mhm.
wasn't like super creative and whatever.
Yeah.
So and it wasn't funny. So it kind
I
of.
mean, it was like all right, you know, but it's very long.
It kind of missed, you know, and it sucks. But it wasn't terrible. That's what I was trying to
It
say.
sounds for something like that to be 2.5 hours. It's like why?
Yeah,
You know?
I know it's
It's
weird.
because Meryl Streep had it in her contract that she had to be in for at least 45 minutes, and so did
Yeah.
Jennifer
Yeah.
Lawrence and Leo
You know what's funny
DiCaprio.
though? Like how it's like it's an allegory for climate change, right? And I believe all this stuff, you know. But there's actually I don't know if you guys know, there's actually an asteroid headed this way. It's called Apophis. Do you guys know about it?
No, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's coming. I think in like 2028,
Is this
Oh.
the fridge size one?
like late this no, it's bigger.
oh, shit.
It's actually really dangerous. So in 2028, it's gonna pass by closer than like satellites are
yeah.
to Earth, right? And it's gonna miss us, right? But the danger is that when
I better get a landmine.
it's gonna be so close that the Earth might actually, because of the gravity, it might affect its orbit.
Oh hell no.
So if it affects it enough, when it swings back around, like in 2036 or
we're
2040,
not gonna get whiplash.
it might actually affect it enough to hit us.
Oh
Wait, what year? Like a what?
no.
So it's gonna pass by in 2028.
28.
Right?
Okay.
just terrifying.
It's gonna just miss us, like
Mhm.
you know. But it's gonna be so close that might actually affect its orbit. So when it swings back around, like
In
20 years later, or 20,
oh,
either 2038 or 2040,
that's cool.
it,
That's cool.
Oh yeah, because like
it might
You're
it
gonna be
might
outta
hit
here
us.
by then?
yeah, like I'll probably.
So
be
it's
dead.
funny that it's like an allegory for climate change, but it's actually it could work on its own. It's something that's really gonna happen. You know.
Jesus,
That's what I was
terrifying.
thinking too. Cause
I didn't mean to scare you guys, but
Well, you
I'm
did because I
scared.
remember
That's
about the
actually-
fridge size one.
Yeah.
I don't, oh my
That
God.
that Apophis, it's been in the news for quite a while because they discovered it a long time ago, and it's been like a question. And I think recently we got like some good news that like the new math, like it's like even less of a chance now, but there's still a chance that it's gonna swing
I'm
back
in
around.
danger.
well,
Spooky.
that's the only thing
So
that
we're gonna have to send Bruce Willis up there, some
Bruce
drills and
Willis.
fucking nuke that shit. You know?
Yippee-ki-yay,
Yeah.
motherfucker.
Oy.
But overall, it's not for us. But yeah, that was our little
Baby review.
Baby review.
Baby review.
I have another one if we have time.
Do you want to?
For
Yeah, let's
some-
do it.
Yeah. For something that's
Baby
actually
review.
Baby review.
good. We recently watched Prayers for the Stolen
What's
on
that?
I've never
Netflix.
even heard of it.
It's a Mexico submission.
Oh.
And so it's on Netflix. I think it's like maybe 2 hours max. It's not very long.
not less.
It's a little less than that. Yeah,
Okay.
probably like an hour 40. And it's about Mexico movies. They tend to be sad and shit. They're so good though.
Yeah.
And so I'm in on this movie. It's about this group of girls who lives. I think they're maybe in Jalisco and it's like some mountain or something. And there's narcos and there's like police, and so it's kind of surviving as a girl there. And it's like
Oh.
very sweet and also like so fucking
Scary.
dark.
Yeah.
Like it just makes you want to cry, like in your heart,
I don't think I want to watch
So-
this right now.
Oh, but it's so
Yeah.
good, dude. It's so good. And it made me really happy to see this because it's like we see a lot of stories, but I don't think I've seen a lot of like media really focusing its attention on like girlhood, except for like recently.
Girlhood.
Like no, or just like I don't know, because you get like coming of age movies or whatever,
Yeah.
right? You have this like mixed group or they're all guys or whatever, right? And you have to relate even as a girl. That's what you
Yeah.
see, you know? But it's like a different experience being a girl. And so this movie was like, oh shit, dude, like, ugh, I feel your fear, you
Yeah.
know? And it was just like scary and also so nice.
I'm gonna watch it.
So give it a watch.
I
It's
want to
on
watch it. I
Netflix.
just don't want to go through that dark journey. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like it literally got me thinking about, I was like, dude, if I had a girl and I was living in this like this world, right? Like I think I would have her like bind her chest, because one of the things that, well, I'm not gonna spoil it in case you guys do watch it, but I'm like, I would try to like buoy up my girl so hard.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because the latest season of Narcos actually kind of touched on that big problem, you know, down there, you know, and it's just, I don't know, it's really dark. It's like really,
Yeah.
really dark, you know?
Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now that I brought the mood down.
Thanks for bringing the mood down. So that was it? That was
Yeah.
what was it called again?
Prayers for the Stolen.
There you
Prayers
go.
for the Stolen.
On Netflix, right?
Yes.
Girlhood.
Baby review.
Baby review. All right, guys, let's move on to the new movie, the most anticipated Marvel movie of all time. Robert, what did you watch?
Yeah, let's lighten the mood a little bit here. Our new movie this week is called, it's a small little indie movie. I don't know, it's like playing like in 3 theaters, you know? It's called Spider-Man No Way Home.
Never heard of it.
It is directed by John Watts, and it stars Tom Holland, obviously, as Spider-Man, and Zendaya. Zendaya or Zendaya?
That's what I said last time. No one
Yeah.
corrected me,
I
so
feel like I say
Zendaya.
both.
Oh.
I
I'm
don't
gonna say
know.
Zendaya.
I'm gonna say Zendaya.
Right. So this Zendaya. All right. So this movie actually picks up right after the last one,
Far from home.
where J. Jonah Jameson reveals Spider-Man's secret identity, tells everybody he's Peter Parker. So now the whole world knows, and everybody's pissed off at him, right? And that
Right.
kind of ruins his life, and it ruins the life of his girlfriend Zendaya and his best friend, right? So he goes to Doctor Strange to try to ask him if he could cast a spell to make everybody forget who he was, right?
Right.
And when they're doing the spell, something goes wrong, and they accidentally open the multiverse. Ooh. And when they do that, characters from every single Spider-Man movie show up in this universe. God.
Uncle Ben, is that you?
And I'm really excited because I get to go first on this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah. To me, my Spider-Man movies have been the Toby ones, you know, that's hashtag my Spider-Man, you know, I've loved, especially the first two, you know, to me, those are like, nothing's ever surpassed them. The Tom Holland ones, I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he's the best Spider-Man, but his movies have
Get out
been,
of my house.
have been kind of like, his movies have been like, I didn't really like Homecoming. I enjoyed the other one, the next one. And this movie, like when it started, it's a very hectic movie. You know, there's so much going on. They're throwing
Yes.
so much, especially like in the first 20 minutes.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, ah, you know, I can't take it. You know, and then at one point, Doctor Strange says like it's a joke. It's like Scooby Doo this crap,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's so funny because this movie seemed like a cartoon, especially when all the villains from all the movies start showing up.
Yeah.
It seemed like a Scooby Doo episode, not like the good one. I'm talking like the ones where the Harlem Globetrotters
Oh
come
my
in, you know?
God.
It's like that Scooby Doo, you know? But I gotta say, like once it kind of got going and everything started happening, I really got into it. So I'm an in. You know, I think what saved this movie for me, despite like you could talk about all the fan service and all the characters and all that, but to me, I really liked Peter Parker's journey. I feel like this is the only one of his movies where his character actually grew, because Tom Holland, and this is a good thing. This is not like an insult. He always played him like as a kid, because he is a kid, right? He's in high school. He was like very immature, you know. And in this one, he learns the lesson, you know, he grows. And I really like that. I think despite, you could take off everything, you know, you could take out the characters and all the other fancy stuff. And I like that growth. And I think to me that worked. And, you know, like you go to these movies to be like thrilled, to be excited, you know, and I got all, call me a sucker, but I got all of that in the movie, you know. It was a packed theater, everybody was cheering, and I was cheering too, you know, and I usually don't do that. So I gotta say I loved it, you know. I really loved this movie. With that being said, this movie requires like a bunch of prerequisite knowledge about the Spider-Man.
Yes.
Every single character in every single Spider-Man movie, you know? So my question is, does the story hold up to somebody who's like more of a casual fan or like hasn't seen all of them or doesn't really care? And we're about to find out. Because America, what did you think of this movie?
I'm in.
What? Oh my god.
I know. I'm surprised too. Like it really, and just like you said, like at the
Yeah.
beginning, it's kind of like, where is this going? But once like you know what's happening, everything's been established. Like I don't know. I do think he does. Peter Parker.
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yeah.
He does like this is the first time you see him really like be challenged.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he kind of had like a Mulan type thing going on. You know, the new Mulan, how
Yeah.
she's just kind of good right off the bat. You know, he's kind of been that Spider-Man where
he's never struggled.
Yeah.
You know?
So I really like that, and I think he's a great Spider-Man. And then obviously other reasons, you know, hashtag my Spider-Man.
Who's your hashtag your Spider-Man?
Yeah,
Who
Tobey
is it?
Maguire.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, it's the holy trilogy. You know,
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3. Those
Yeah.
are my movies. I love them all.
Yeah.
So mostly that's why I like it. You know, I didn't think I was gonna be in. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I would. So
I remembered.
it's a surprise. So Ricardo, what did you think?
Look at this guy. He's just
I'm ready.
I had the same thing. Mine is Toby. You know, that's my Spider-Man. 1 and 2. I don't know about, hashtag Toby. And 1 and 2 are still the best, right? 2, I think I like it the most.
2 is the best.
Yeah. But yeah, Tom Holland, the growth, you didn't just see it in like his like personality or whatever, you saw it in his fucking body. Oh my god. That scene without a shirt, I was like, this guy's a man now. And I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck? So it was literally like, I'm not even playing. There was a point where they're like acting like dumb or something, the kids, and they're like
Mhm.
laughing at
Doc Ock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't look that, because they look old to me now. You know, it
Yeah.
wasn't fitting. But the growth and like everything
And
that
the
happens,
X?
yeah, it helped a lot. So I am an in. Yeah, it was a good time. You know, the fans weren't as crazy as I thought they were gonna.
Really?
Be. Yeah, they weren't like Endgames. Endgames, everybody went crazy.
Mine were.
Yeah, that's what I needed.
We went to different theaters, so I think that's kind of where
Oh,
the
yeah.
maybe,
reaction
yeah,
is.
you're right.
Yeah.
But
East
it,
LA don't fuck with that
nah.
shit.
they had stuff, but it wasn't like as big as I thought, and but it was still a good time, you know. And like, I didn't think it was gonna be. Oh, I don't know. I honestly thought it was gonna be a little bit better. That's the only thing I had. Yeah, like a little bit better, because the fact that the way it started, and I don't know, something about that Spider-Man. Like, you're right. Like, I just didn't. I don't know. I didn't care as much. It started caring after, like, you know, but it.
That's always been the problem with this Spider-Man. though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, since it wasn't an all complete, that's why I wasn't like as, you know, in as I thought I was gonna be. But whatever. Chino.
Let me take one more sip of this wine because I'm feeling good right now.
Yes, right, baby.
Because I don't know if it's the wine kicking in that I hear America say she's in.
Oh.
I'm tripping balls right now. I don't know. Did you taint my wine, bro?
We are in a different. This isn't America. This is
The
Bizarro
multiverse
America.
one, yeah.
The multiverse America.
Yeah.
The other one's tied up.
Oh, delete. I'm surprised they took her with them to watch the movie. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed every minute of it. I didn't think any otherwise. Like how you feel, Ricardo. Like, oh, the first 20 minutes or whatever. I cared every little detail of what happened, what he's going through. Like, yeah, he grew, and I agree he grew. Body wise, that's kind of creepy, bro. He's a teenage boy or whatever, and
I
just
don't
checking
know.
him out.
He was
He's
a man.
25.
He's a man. Yeah.
You look like a man.
And yeah, you do see the growth. It's because like we never. This is my first time actually seeing him as a kid, to be honest. Because if you compared to the other Spider-Mans, like Tobey and Andrew Garfield, like when I watched those Spider-Mans,
Yeah.
they felt mature for their age in a way.
They never
Yeah.
played him as this kid.
Yeah, but this
Yeah.
Tom Holland did though.
Yeah.
Like he played like
Yeah.
a kid, and then
That's
This-
what I loved about it.
I loved it. Now that's what made me love the movie even more because I didn't think about it until watching this movie, and You know what? And of course, there was a lot of fan service with Doc Ock going, "Hey, Peter," and I'm like, "Ugh,
Mm.
ugh." Clean up at aisle 20, please. No, I'm kidding. It's interesting. I don't know. I love this movie. I'm super duper in. I love this movie so much. I really do. I think I want to buy this as soon as it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray.
DVD.
On VHS.
VHS.
You know what's weird about this movie? Like my heart did grow like one size, you know.
Yeah.
Not a bunch like the Grinch and shit, no.
Yeah.
Just one size because
Wait. Before you say anything, from here on out, so if you haven't seen the movie, we refrained from spoilers earlier.
Yeah.
But from here on out, we will be mentioning spoilers.
So please
Yeah.
come back to this as soon as you watch the movie.
Pause
Yeah.
it right now. We'll wait for you.
We're all
We'll
in.
wait 4 hours, for you guys to watch the movie.
And then you can
come
listen
and
to
then
us
come
more.
back.
And come back now. America, what were you saying?
yeah, so my heart grew a little bit after watching this movie, and it's
Mm-hmm.
because they included the other Spider-Mans.
Yes.
I mean, I'm basically just talking about Tobey Maguire. You know, Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield, if he hadn't been there, whatever. But it like I got a little excited. You know what I mean?
Right?
Like I felt, and I was like, okay, I think maybe I understand what like you people are fucking clapping at
Nerds.
Endgame or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But I'm like, there's no fucking way every 2 weeks that another one of these movies you guys feel like this. You know? I'm
Yeah.
kinda,
Yeah.
but anyway, I felt like I was like, oh my god, that's my Spider-Man. You know,
Yeah.
so it got
know,
to me.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's funny. I've seen all the Spider-Man movies, right? And Toby is my Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland too. I like Andrew Garfield. I think he did a good job as Peter, but his movies suck so bad.
I was gonna
Yes.
mention that.
that
Okay.
wait, let me finish.
Yeah.
His movies suck so bad that he's like the ugly stepchild, like
Yeah,
the dog
yeah.
you leave outside, you know. But I gotta say, I think he was the MVP of the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He
Made fun of himself.
he had comic timing, his character, the little redemptions they had for him,
Yeah.
like, because he had the most to kind of gain, you know.
Yeah,
And there was
for
and
sure.
they even mentioned in the movie. The movie had like a bunch of meta moments where they're talking about like the movies, right? And to me, I think the moments with him work the most because everybody loves Toby,
Yep.
right? Everybody loves Tom Holland.
Yep.
This Andrew was the only one where like, okay, we kind of like you, but your movies suck, bro.
Okay. Exactly.
You know. So, but now it's like everybody was like, this is what we wanted. We wanted
Yeah.
you, but in a good movie. You know.
Yeah. This is where I wanted to
Yeah,
jump in. Please
yeah,
let me jump in.
yeah.
Like, that's what I was like explaining to my girlfriend because she was like, "Oh my god, Andrew Garfield's in this movie," and I'm like, and she was like, "How bad were his movies?" I'm like, "They're terrible."
Yeah.
Like, but this shows Sony like if you give them a Marvel team writers, they'll do a great job with this version of Spider-Man. And they did, dude. Like I was so impressed with this Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
So good, right?
Yeah.
He stole the show, man.
Dude.
I was like laughing the whole time.
When he says "I love you," like you're like brothers, I was crying laughing because it was so nice.
No, I really like that he's like, so down on himself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and it's true because it's like making fun
That's
of
what
him.
I said.
like,
It was
that's
meta,
the best
right?
part.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so
Yeah.
good. And but back to when they showed them, right? Like the big reveal, because it came to a point like I already knew, so that's why like you kind of knew,
Yeah.
right, in the back of your head.
Everybody kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember
Yeah.
there was a point where America lost faith, you know, and she goes next to me. She's like, "They're not gonna show up, huh?" And I was like, "They have to," you know. And then I just kept watching and then when they show them, like the first time it
Yeah.
comes out,
It was such an awesome moment.
fucking
Yes.
awesome
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
And then she was so mad that everybody clapped more for fucking
Andrew Garfield.
Really?
Andrew
Yeah.
Garfield.
No, I
yeah.
got my
Toby.
theater they went crazy for Andrew,
Yeah.
but Toby got the bigger clap, easy.
Really?
Nah,
Yeah.
because I guess they used all the claps on that guy. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, it's East LA. People, you guys
Yeah.
don't have taste, you know.
No, but all I kept hearing though is that like every time Toby came out, everybody would just be like the OG. Huh? They kept saying
Oh,
that.
somebody said
Yeah,
that.
OG.
every time they reference anything from his movies,
It's awesome,
that got the
man.
most claps.
It was awesome.
Like Green Goblin, you know, all the lines like when he says like I'm something of a
Scientist.
scientist.
I was
myself,"
dying.
Everybody went crazy.
Yeah.
When they say with more power, with great power, everybody went crazy.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, and that's why I was kind of questioning like all these things. Like, yeah, they work on me, but like for somebody who doesn't really care, like
But that's
it,
the
it,
thing.
it was
I
like
think-
it was like fan service to movie, you know.
Yeah.
And
it's true. It's true.
I didn't feel that way, but I was questioning, like, is it relying too heavily on this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
Because obviously everyone's. Why did I want to watch this? You know, I didn't because I knew he's joining the fucking whatever universe, and I did because I know Toby's gonna come out. You know,
Yeah.
or I didn't know that one's like kind of not confirmed or whatever, but I was like really hopeful. So
Yeah, I think
it
it
is
was.
relying on that
For
because
sure.
that's what the movie's about.
Yeah, and then
Right.
like
And
if
that-
they didn't come out, she would not like the movie. She would
Mm.
But
Yeah,
like
I
that's
know.
but that's why I
But
asked.
but it still
Yeah.
works on a movie level because
Yeah.
I remember all the other fucking crocodiles and shit.
Yeah,
you
the
know,
bad
so I
guys.
remember
Yeah.
the bad guys.
Yeah.
So I know like, oh, they're from those movies. The only one I didn't catch was Daredevil or
Matt
Oh,
Murdock.
Daredevil,
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
so that one. He was like, that's Daredevil, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right.
I was like this morning, like, babe, it's Daredevil. And she's like,
But-
who? I'm like, Daredevil. And
But
then,
that- That's why I ask. Is like it could have been very easily. The movie could have very easily just relied on here are the characters and called it a day. Not
Mhm.
even worked on any story. But the fact that it had, I think, such a strong like arc for Peter.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I think that's what. To me, that's more important than all the other stuff. Like
Mhm.
you could have left out the other guys. You know, even though I loved it too. You know, you could have left that out and just having that. Even though they kind of played into his growth too, you know, you could have left that out and it still would have worked. And that to me makes it a good movie, not the other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, at the same time, I don't know how much I would care, right? Well, I don't
Yeah.
know, you know.
yeah.
So that's the thing.
I did because by the time you get to the end and you see the sacrifices
yeah.
that he makes,
You guys,
you know,
but like,
No, yeah, like in the movie sense, yes,
don't know.
because like you're following your main character, and you know, I find this
You
Spider-Man
would
like
be passed
charismatic,
out.
whatever. So no,
No.
So like, I think that you know I'm gonna follow his journey. It's like yeah, cool, you know, because it's he really does make like a huge sacrifice, you know, and that's like he goes. You see him at the beginning being like, no, I want this, I want that, whatever, and then at the end you see like what actually comes of you know
that the whole
And
so-
that means it does work because look, America doesn't give a fuck. You know, she's a
Mhm.
robot. You know,
But she
and
likes Toby.
that's
Yeah, but it
that's
doesn't-
sugar, right? You
Yeah.
get sugar for a little bit, and then after you're like, yeah, whatever, oh, it was cool, but
yeah.
what else you got? You know, and the
Mhm.
fact that it worked, it means
But
I think the movie does. It is a good movie. You know,
Okay, how much did the other ones work? It would be like the other ones, right?
Because I like
'Cause you like the
the
other
Tom
ones.
Holland Spider-Mans, yeah.
So it would be
So
like a cool movie, like whatever,
that's why I'm
right?
saying it's not gonna not work if
But not the same way. You get it? Like it wouldn't work the same way.
To me,
where
this
you
is
would,
No,
like,
yeah, yeah,
were
yeah.
like,
This
it's
is-
like, do I want a muffin or do I want a cupcake? You know, like
Mhm.
this one was the cupcake. It like gave me everything with
this
the sugar on top.
this is easily the best of his three,
yeah,
Oh,
for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
even and again, not even just because they brought all of them back. It's easily the best.
Because it's more
actually
character.
the best
It's more
three,
character
right?
driven.
It's clever. Yeah, there you go.
because it's
character
not
driven.
him 5 minutes into a
Eh,
movie
eh, eh,
having to say fucking London
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And it's just
And it's true because and the other ones, it kind of seemed like he wasn't still like the star. Like he still had his little backup or something.
He had Iron because in the first one, it was
Iron
just about
Man.
him idolizing Iron Man, and he gave him this fancy suit where he doesn't have that struggle,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And in the second one, again, it's all about the technology and the shadow of him, and he has all the technology. Where's the struggle?
Yeah,
And this one, you take all of that away,
It's so
Mhm.
good.
and you just focus on Peter. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's what the movie
And
is.
it's crazy because he was a kid in the other ones.
Yeah.
Like he was like an actual kid, and I always loved that shit because if you look
Yeah.
at the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire one and the
That's why I liked him too. Yeah,
he's like an actual kid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's so dope,
Yeah.
and he was like athletic and everything.
That's true.
He's sexy now. Who stole the show though? Like overall,
I already told you.
yeah, he stole the show for you.
Yeah.
Like for reals, for reals.
Uncle Ben.
No man, it was William Dafoe. Come
Yeah.
on,
Oh.
dude.
I
he
agree.
Stole the
I
fucking
agree.
show, dude.
Yeah.
I love it because he's like the Joker
Well,
of
to be
Spider-Man,
fair,
right?
he had the most to do
Yeah.
in the movie.
They could have picked, any other bad guy, right? But they picked him for like he literally is
'Cause
a
he's the
badass.
best, yeah.
And he's like the Joker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude. He made this fucking bad guy so cool, and like the fact that it was him, it could have been like this new bad guy or whatever, but it was actual like the Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man bad guy is fucking dope, man. I love it. It was we clapped to that one, man.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
so excited to that. I was like feeling it through the whole time, Overall, This was a fucking sweep.
Sweet.
Baby review.
Oh.
Everybody's all
I
fucked
changed
up.
the
Everybody's all
sound.
fucked up.
We're reviewing babies.
There you go. Really great movie.
Yes.
Yay.
Everybody.
it.
I'm pretty sure everybody was gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's
everybody's
enjoy it.
enjoying it. Everybody already loves it.
Yeah.
You know?
And everybody loves Toby. So it's
Yeah.
Yes.
And you'll love Andrew now.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I do.
you're right.
I do.
Yes,
I appreciate
yes.
him
you
now.
at least
Yeah.
care for him now.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I used to hate him. Now I actually. Love
Ah,
him.
you did. That's fucked. I never blamed it on him.
I
That's
did.
fucked up.
Me too.
I did. Because he's not nerdy enough. He was just a cool kid.
Yeah, he was the hip Spider-Man.
He
But I didn't think that was
was.
bad.
I thought it was
bad.
bad. Yeah.
I wanted nerdy Toby.
I don't think it works. having him be the cool guy. You
Yeah,
know? 'Cause
it
Spider-Man
does-
is supposed to be
yeah.
this like
Oh,
outcast.
sure, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah.
Moving on to the old movie, that we pick one movie out of the best 100 AFI picks, the ones we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, what did you pick? Of course.
All right. Yeah, it's my turn now. You know, last theme, I came for that belt, you know, and I got fucking knocked out cold by America, you know. But I realized, you know, you're always gonna get hit, you know. But it's not about how many times you get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, you know? So I'm coming for this one. You know, I'm fucking coming with this pick.
I hate
So my pick for the AFI's top 100 movies of all time that we haven't seen is Casablanca, because I had never seen Casablanca.
Same.
And you know, it's funny, like, you always see, like, whenever you look up, like, lists for best movies of all time, it's always, like, Citizen Kane or this one. You know, they're always
Right.
either one or two, or they flip-flop or whatever. And I'd never seen it. You know, and it's always considered, like, as the greatest screenplay of all time, you
Mhm.
know? So, like, this is my chance. I'm literally going to pick the best movie ever made, you know? And I can't lose, you know?
Yeah.
So, really quick,
I
if
can't
you are an uncultured swine like me and Gino are, Casablanca is about, and like every great story, it has Nazis in it.
That's right.
It takes place during World War II, right? And Casablanca is a city in northern Africa where all the refugees trying to escape Europe go to
Mhm.
try to get to America.
Right.
You know, but it's very hard. There's a lot of corruption, and a lot of them end up like stuck there, you know, because it's very hard to get to the US. And the movie is actually about a saloon owner played by Humphrey Bogart named Rick. And he's like a Han Solo type, right? He's very cynical. He only cares about himself and his bottom line, you know? And there's a lot of tension in Casablanca between like the French and the Nazis, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But Rick always makes it a point to like stay out of politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until his former lover shows up one day in his saloon. And it just so happens that his former lover and her husband are part of the underground resistance that's fighting the Nazis.
So
Drama.
patriotic.
Yeah. So the question is, did I like this movie? Did it live up to the hype? And I gotta say, for me, it did. I'm in. I was completely blown away by this movie. And I felt really stupid. I was like, fuck me for never having seen this, you know? I just loved, you know, we always, like, the number one complaint here is that everything's too long and that everything, like, it's just so overstuffed with things that don't need to be in the movie, you know?
All the
Mhm.
time.
And we always talk about literally our rating system is based on editing, right? It's in, out, and cut that shit, you know, delete it.
Mhm.
To me, this movie had absolutely no fat in it, you know? Every single scene, every single piece of dialogue pushes the story forward. Every single one. There's nothing you could look at, to me in my eyes, there's nothing you could look at in this movie and say like, oh, they could have lost that, you know? It's a great, you know, it's honestly, it's a love story, and I'm a sucker for that, you know? I thought the performances were great, you know? I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Humphrey Bogart in it. You know, so seeing him for the first time too. I know, America, I'm fucking stupid. I never went to film school, okay?
Sorry.
I took film classes in community college, okay?
Yeah.
Where we watch like fucking Ninja Turtles, you know,
It's a good
in
watch. It's a good
screenwriting
watch.
class.
It's a good watch.
But I love the story. And to me, honestly, if I had to pick between this and Citizen Kane, I would pick this one.
Oh, thank you.
You know, it's like because
Thank
there's
you.
so much tension there. You know, I had no idea it was about Nazis. You know, and them trying to like get out of the fucking
that's dope.
this fucking town. It's just so good. Everything about it is so good. There's some characters, although we could talk about later, but I feel like they do get redeemed, but a little too easy. Like I wish something else might have happened to them. But aside from that, there's a couple of things like Sam is a little. I think that's like the one kind of dated thing, you know. But I don't know. I love this movie. Absolutely loved it. I'm gonna go with the other uncultured swine here. Gino, you had never seen this movie, so
Out of all the gin joints in all towns in all the world, she walks into mine. That line is so famous.
yep, a lot of them are.
It's that I can never forget because I think I remember my screenwriter started off class with that line. We're kind of like, "What's okay? Well, what's your problem? You broke up or what?" And they're like, "It's from a famous movie called Casablanca. Who's seen it?" Nobody raised their hands. Listen to your uncultured swine's not there. He's like, "All right, when you guys get a chance, watch it."
He didn't show it to you?
He didn't show it to us.
Dang, he's
Because he goes, if you want to really be into screenwriting, watch this movie. And I never did. But I stayed for his class and I listened to him. I learned from him from screenwriting.
That was awesome. You rocked it.
I got the wrong one. Sorry, but it works.
But yeah, until Robert picked it, I finally watched it, and I'm in. And is it better than Citizen Kane? I don't know. I like them both differently in a way. I don't know. I'm sorry. I can't choose a side right now. I'm let it be as it is. Humphrey Bogart. I seen another movie, Maltese Falcon. That's part of the AFI
Never
list.
even heard of it.
What?
It's a very good noir movie.
Yeah.
And it's just him being himself. Like he was here. It was Rick. You know, like I don't understand what he says, but
Was that
that's what he sounds like to me. I'm just trying to say a line. I didn't remember a line. Sorry, it was just me.
Fucking Scooby Doo is in the movie.
Rockies and Nazis are coming.
Oh my god! I just pictured that right now. But I loved. Oh, this movie was so good. Yeah, you're right. The tension was real. He's like, oh my god, and then, his line that I never got why he would say that line. Like, looking at you, kid.
Here's looking at you. That's another one of the famous lines.
Yeah, and I always wondered why. But then I see the movie and I go, oh, he called her kid. That makes sense. Paris will never forget about Paris. That's another. Fuck it all, yo. That's another famous line. I'm just in. All right, leave it at that. America, you tell me what you think.
I'm super in on this movie.
Of course.
Like Robert said, and I think I might have mentioned last week that I would put this one over Citizen Kane. And I see how it's difficult for people because it's like Citizen Kane, I think, is so like creative. It just takes like,
Yeah.
it just builds this whole thing, you know? But Casablanca is just this very simple movie.
It is.
You know? But it's just so good. And the first time I watched this movie, I fell in love with it. And it was kind of one of those like, you know, you watch a movie when you're a kid and you're like, oh my God, this is magic. Like that was me when I watched this movie. So it's always been in my little heart. And rewatching it is always just like so fun. It's weird because it's such an old movie.
Yeah.
And it's like this could be now. Like you don't get that like old movie where things kind of drag or like
Nope.
you know, like old movies used to be different. Like it seems very modern, you know, and it's just movie
Structure.
and its structure,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. I think this is just a great movie. So yeah, Ricardo.
I am an in. Yes, I seen it before too, and I remember thinking like the same thing. The Citizen Kane's talk, you know,
Yeah.
like which I actually like Citizen Kane more.
Really?
Yeah, I do because of that, the creative of it,
Yeah.
and the way it's filmed is fucking awesome. I love it. I want to make a movie like that. But this one, it's just so simple, like you said, and it's just short and gets to the point. You understand everything that's happening, and it's just like I don't know. It's really cool, and I never get bored. I didn't get bored or anything, you know. And then the first time I saw it, though, I was shocked because they talk about shit like this, right? And I always expect, oh, it's gonna be like this long ass movie. But when I saw it, I remember I saw it in class. I did take film school, and I saw it, and I remember thinking like, wow, this is like an actual movie that I could like right now. You know, it's not like some other shit that like I had to like force myself or whatever. Or like have to stay for like this like long ass fucking scene for nothing. It's awesome. It's a cool movie, and you're right what you said, that it's a little easy at the end, but at the same time it's so it feels good, you know.
No, well,
like it's just
kinda,
like
yeah.
well, I guess I already knew what was gonna happen because I seen it, but I was just still kind of like I don't know. I felt good about it, you know. It
Yeah.
isn't disappointing or anything like that.
No, the thing that I was kind of mentioning was the French captain,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
police
yeah.
guy.
Mhm.
He's like literally in charge of
He just
who gets a
switches, too.
visa or not,
Yeah.
right? So he's the most powerful man in Casablanca, which makes him the most corrupt man in Casablanca,
Yeah.
right? And they hint at things that he does, you know, especially like with women, to like give them visas or whatever. And you think like, wow, that's a piece of shit. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like in a character in the movie, like you need that villain, you know? But at the end, when he kind of, yes, obviously, you know, the movie redeems him, and that's fine. But I almost wish that you kind of wish like for that type of like piece of crap that he was, like he kind of deserved a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I kind of, in a way, I kind of forgive it, or I see the point, because like this movie takes place during World War II, right?
Yeah.
And we always think about World War II as like right against wrong, like very evil, like very simple, right? But in reality, there was a whole shitload of gray in the middle, you know? And these Humphrey Bogart and him are gonna go off, like they said, oh, you're part of the fight now, you know? They're gonna go off and be part of the underground resistance, you know? So to me, it kind of makes sense, you know? But I kind of wish, like, man, I wish he would have gotten shot in the face or something, you know? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, it does. He kind of just gets dismissed,
yeah,
right? Yeah. To me, what's like the best part of this movie is like the love story, obviously,
Yeah.
between the exes. Because at the end, right, he's like, oh, I'm sending you off with your boyfriend because you were telling me that you love me, you came back, all this and that, but I know that you're trying to get your boyfriend and like you're trying to do the favors, like you're whatever. And like throughout the movie, like I guess I get charmed by her too, you know? So I'm like, yeah, like she's back, she loves me. Like you get kind of intertwined in like his feelings, and but he's obviously smart enough to see like, no, that's probably not what's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And to me, I think that's the smartest part of the movie, because they didn't have to explain that at the end.
Yeah.
But the fact that they do, it's kind of like, it's like a little detail that's just like, whoa. Like I don't think I would have thought of that,
It's,
you know?
yeah, I think that's the best thing about the movie, is that, you know, you take away the Nazis, you take away everything. It's a tragic love story, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of like, it hits it home at the end, because they both sacrifice their love essentially
Yeah.
for the greater good,
Yeah.
right? Because he, you know, he obviously sacrifices himself by putting them on a plane, right, to get
Yeah.
out, right? And yeah, he's sacrificing himself to stay there, but he's also sacrificing his love for her, because he
Yeah.
could have easily just gone with her,
Yeah.
and she loved him enough to where it would have been fine, right?
Yeah.
And she's also, and he also tells the other dude, the husband, he's like, hey, she loved me for a little bit, but it's very clear now that she is in love with you,
Yeah.
right? That was a lie, right?
Yeah.
So it's like there's so much there going on in that scene, you know. That's why it's a
Yeah.
famous scene. There's so many layers to it,
Yeah.
you know. And then she sacrifices also because she, in reality, is in love with him,
Yeah.
you know? And but she and it's the line,
just
the
not gonna work
famous
out,
the
right?
famous
Yeah.
line, right? Like, you're gonna regret it one day, maybe not today. And I've seen it
Yeah.
so many times, but seeing it in its actual context, I was like, oh my god, this is like the
Yeah.
greatest thing I've ever seen. You
Yeah.
know?
And
Yeah.
as they wrote
Yeah.
that shit a long time ago. Dude, and it's funny because like, you know how you said that each line is kind of like moving the story.
Moving the story forward.
It
yeah.
kind of reminds you of a play, no? Like that.
Well,
Yeah.
it's actually
Yeah.
it is a play.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Before the
Before
movie?
and then
Oh,
they-
okay. Fuck it, I lost.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Always the plays, man, coming
Yeah.
in here.
I
all
love I
sneaky and-
I love plays. So
Yeah.
it kind of reminded me of that, but I guess it is a play, so fuck it.
Yeah.
But good watch, and you've seen the references everywhere, right?
Literally everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like it's getting such a kick out of it. And it's funny because like they've never actually remade this movie, but they kind of have told that story. Because like I mentioned, he's like a Han Solo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that story, I had seen it before, you know, and I kind of knew what was gonna happen because they've kind of almost like unofficially remade it, you know. And I can't pinpoint to exactly what movies or whatever, but it's a story that's been told many times
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, and that character is too good. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that character. Every fucking line he says is
Yeah.
just like so cool.
Mhm.
It's the coolest thing.
They
right?
they established his character so well. They established
Yeah.
all the characters so well.
Yeah.
And this is literally why they teach this movie. Well, not my
Yeah.
screenwriting teacher, but they teach this movie in class.
It's funny
you know?
because in my class, they did the same thing, but not with this movie.
Mhm.
He said the whole Samuel Jackson line from Jackie Brown.
Really?
Yeah, and then like I was just like, I know what the fuck he's talking about, and then he was like, that is fucking awesome writing, and then
But to
we
me,
turned
I
the
mean,
class.
honestly, like a teacher right now should be like, "Hey, you guys watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Like, yeah, don't do that. Do this.
Do
you know,
Watch this.
like do this. Like, don't waste anybody's fucking time, dude. I mean, and not to pick. I mean, I know we all liked it, but Spider-Man was 2 hours and 40 minutes,
It was.
right?
Yeah.
And you
An
think
actual
about this movie, it's
masterpiece.
like an hour. This movie's an hour and 40 minutes,
Yeah.
and people always they seem to equate length for development.
Yeah.
Right? They say, "Oh, movies
yes,
need to be
yes.
longer so they could develop the characters." Like, no. They need to be written better.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
because you feel more in an hour and 40 minutes, whatever it is,
Yeah.
than fuckload of all the movies that we've seen like
Yeah.
throughout the years. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. It's writing. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Overall, if you have an HBO Max subscription, please watch it. It's one of the Turner Classic movies.
and we actually. I don't know if this has ever happened before, but we have double sweeps.
Double sweeps. Been a
I
good
bet
minute.
you
It's been a
if
good
fucking Gio was here, he would have found a way,
Way to not
ruin it.
Yeah.
He's like,
To not
"Ooh,
like
this
it,
movie,
minute. Well,
I'm a low end.
no, you'd be like, let me give it a low win.
I bet you he would have been in on Spider-Man and out on Casablanca.
You think so?
Dang.
It would be a low
Shots
end.
fired.
I feel like
Gio,
Nazis
let us
weren't
know.
Nazis enough. I don't know. Something about the Germans. They don't
Hey,
feel
you
German.
know what? He would have been an out. I
I
think.
feel like
I
it,
think
you know?
so.
I don't think he's seen it.
Shit, you got
You know
lucky.
what though? We gotta give Gio some credit. When I was in school, me and Gio went to the same school,
Uh-huh.
right?
Ah.
And he's an elder, so when they're teaching us things,
Yeah.
they teach us past examples of like, look at this student's great work, and Gio's
Really?
was yes.
No
It
shit.
was.
Yeah, they gave
It was.
Yeah.
He showed it. They showed it to us
Wow.
too. Yeah.
So his film was taught in our film school.
Wow.
So
Yes.
if he gives it
It's
an
true.
out,
It's completely
I'll
true.
forgive him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
knows.
true.
He actually knows what he's talking about.
He does.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Tune in next week for a new episode, and for a new movie, and also Ricardo's pick. Do you have a pick?
I do.
Oh, what's your pick?
Yeah. Shit. It's fucked up because we're out of Christmas, but I've never
Not to
seen.
mention Christmas.
Yeah, because like Christmas is gonna be over, but I picked It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
I've never seen it. Oh, you never
I've
seen
never
it?
seen it.
Really?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, cool. And I seen parts, obviously, like everyone else, and
Yeah.
I seen
having a
everybody that
Christmas stroke.
references.
I've
You know,
seen
all
the
the
Mickey
references.
Mouse version.
Oh, I don't even know. I seen
Yeah.
like Family Guy,
Yeah.
shit like that. And Menace to Society, when they're watching it, it's really funny. But other than that, like haven't really seen it, and I always wanted to watch it. And shit, it's still like, I guess because we're still gonna be in a Christmas spirit.
Yeah. It's a good pick.
It's a good
Your
pick.
heart's gonna
You
grow
guys should
a
watch
couple
it like this
sizes.
week, and just be like,
Oh yeah, I probably am.
you know.
Yeah.
But shit, I'm going for that belt, homie.
Oh. Hey, you're gonna have to come through me, bro.
Damn, you got a good pick though. Fuck it, whatever.
You can pick number 2, man. That's how we're gonna top
know.
that.
Bro, Gio's gonna
Gee.
win because he's gonna fucking pick The Godfather.
He's not.
Yeah.
he's not. If he does, then I think he won.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, I know.
Well,
Unless
I don't
shocker
know.
right here.
I don't know. I haven't even looked at the list again, so we'll see. Well, follow us on Instagram and Not Delete Reviews, Twitter and Not Delete, and of course, podpage.com/and Not Delete. It has all our episodes and also our social media is there just in case you forget what I just said a minute ago. And yeah, good night.